Okay, today we will be adding more styles to our button project, and at the same time I will be introducing to you some HTML properties, more HTML properties. But before that, if you are coming across this video for the first time, please consider to like, share and comment. With that aside, let's go straight to code and then demonstrate it. Okay, here we are in our code, Visual Studio Code, and I have already prepared another project which we'll be looking at it and we'll try to imitate bit by bit. So go inside your browser and type something like Caleb tech-dev.github.io/button tutorial. Type like this exactly, don't make any mistake. And once you are through, hit enter, and this will open our website. I created this site so that we will be looking at it and try to copy it bit by bit. So we have three buttons here. The first button is the subscribe button, and if you hover on this, you discover that it changes color. It changes color. The same issue is applicable to this one. Once you hover on this, it changes the background color and even add a thicker style around it, a border around it. If you hover on this, it also changes color. At the same time, if you hover on any of them, the cursor changes from an arrow to a pointer. So if you hover on it, it changes from arrow to a pointer and from arrow to a pointer. So we are going to learn how to do this. Okay, so here we are in our Visual Studio Code. Then the first thing is to put on our HTML structure, our web page structure, the one we learned the last time. So here is it, the doc type, the HTML, the head and the body. So inside the head, we are going somewhere here after the title. Then we press enter and then we type something like less than style greater than, less than style greater than, and then we hit enter to divide it. So we are coming for this. We are going to put our HTML selector here. But let's first go down to our button tag, our body tag. So inside our body tag, we will create one button there and we call it less than button greater than. So inside this button, we are going to put a text which is subscribe button, and then we save. Press Ctrl S to save, and then we come back in an empty space, right click, go down and open with live server. If you have any confusion here, please do well to contact me in the comment and I will gladly help you. So this is our button. Our button has created on the website. So we are going to style this. However, we are using the last button we created. The last button we created. So we are going back on the style element where we made our style, and then from here we put our CSS selector, the one we learned the last time, which is button and curly bracket. Button and curly bracket. So inside this curly bracket, we are going to put our CSS properties here. So we divide it, and then without wasting our time, let me go and copy the code we used in the last video. So I will just copy the code and then paste it somewhere here. Okay, this is the code we used the last time. The background color, let me adjust this. Okay, the background color is here and everything is here. So if you say Ctrl S and save, our button has been created. A beautiful button has been created already. So let's go down and create the second button. And in the second button, we hit less than and then button and then greater than. And here we are going to say, put the word join and we save. So this will also appear on our website. However, we run through a big problem here. The website in which we are trying to imitate the join button is white. It has a white background color. Why? On the button we just created, both buttons look the same. What happened? because they are using the same CSS selector. This selector is telling the website, that the computer, that every button on this website should have this kind of setting, and that's not what we want. And then I am going to introduce to you another HTML property called the HTML class property. So the HTML class property helps us to select different CSS selectors with different names, so that we will target them differently. So if you go back to those button elements, the first button here, inside this first button, we enter inside and create a space, and then we say class is equals to, then inside this double quote, we are going to put the kind of class. So this HTML property is called the class property. Class property. It classes different HTML to different names, so that we can target them individually. So inside this double quote, we are going to write something like, the first button is subscribe dash button. Subscribe dash button. Look at it. Subscribe dot button. This class element is subscribe dash button. Type it like this. Don't make a space. Dash button. There is no space here. Type it exactly the way I type. You don't have to put a space. If you put a space there, it won't work. So here, in our second button, which is the join button, we click there, create a space, and then put the same thing. Class. The class button is equals to, and then inside the double quote, we put something like join dash button. Join that button. So the first one, the class element, the class property has a subscribe button, while this one has a joint button. And then if we go up where we want to write our CSS, inside this selector, inside this CSS selector, we will remove this button element and put dot subscribe dash button. We put dot subscribe dash button. This dot here must be there. Dot must be there, telling the computer that you have to select this. It's a class. It's a class. Get element by class. So we are still coming for that, but this button must be there. Subscribe button. And then if we hit Control S to save, and then go back to our website, now the website has changed, because this settings here, all of those settings here belongs to the button that has any button that has subscribe button. So if you come here, only this first subscribe button that has this subscribe dash button. So anything that has subscribe that button inside will automatically have this thing here, this setting here. So they will look the same. So now they don't have to look the same. So we can go back to our this thing, and then put our join button. We go to our CSS. After this one, create a space here, and then we hit enter and start another one. Dot join dash button, and put a curly bracket. Inside the curly bracket, we divide it, and then let's put some things here. We can put, let's go and watch the page. The page is 0. So we are going to put the width. Inside here, we put the width to be 120 pixels. So we say width is equal to 120 pixels. And we save. So if we go back, the weight is like that. However, if you look at the first one, the button is short. So let's reduce the width to 70 pixels and then save. So that should be okay. And then the second thing is, we are going to put the height to 40 pixels, 40 pixels, and then we save something like this. So you can see that the button element is now okay. And then we put the font inside to be 20 pixels. So we say font dash size. Font dash size should be 20 pixels. And then we save. So the font inside will now be 20 pixels. So this one is very easy to create. We have already created it. So we are going on the third one, which is the sign up button. And here on the sign up button, we create another button here. Less than, button greater than. And then we put something like sign up. And then we hit save. And if you come to our website, our sign up button has created. So we want to target this one different too. So inside this, we want it to have a different look. So inside this, we give it a class of sign up dash button. Sign up dash button. And then if we go to our CSS in our style, we create a space there and say dot sign up dash button, and then we save. So here in our CSS, we forgot to put a curly bracket there. So inside the curly bracket, we divide it and say background color is equals to green, and let's choose green and then save. So if we go back here, we discover that we have created our green button. However, it's shorter and this length is not up to what we expect. So we are going to give it a weight of 120 pixels. So we come on another line, and we say the width, set a width of 120 pixels and save. And it is long enough now, so let's create a height of 40 pixels and save. Okay, a height of 40 pixels and save. Then if you go to our button, the button is okay now. However, if you go to this button, you will discover that it doesn't have a border. Now, let's go to this place and say border, set a border to 0 pixels. And then save. So if you come to our button doesn't have a color again. Doesn't have a border again, I mean to say. So let's go back and change this color, this color, text color to white. And then here we will say font dash, no, we say color is equals to white, and then we save. And if you go here, our button has a white color now. Another thing we add is we increase this font to be bigger. The writing should be bigger. And we come here, we say font dash size, and we give it a size of 20 pixels. And then we save. So it has increased to match what we expect. So let's go and inspect. Here, look at how it is. And then here, look at how it is. However, there is a problem here. If you look at our button, there is a space this side. Why in our new button, there is no space here. So there are two ways we can do that. But for now, we are going to reduce the font size to be 15 pixels. And we come to the joint button and reduce it to 15 pixels again. We come to this one and also reduce it to 15 pixels and then save. So if you save, discover that this button, this one we are copying from, and this one now looks almost the same. So because of the video sake, I don't want this video to be long. I am going to create another video on how to style it so that once we hover over it, it will change color, shows that something has covered it. And once we hover over it, then this cursor will change from a normal arrow like this to a pointer. So see you in my next video. If you haven't subscribed or if you have watched this video to this point, it then means you are interested in learning coding. So please do way to give me a like and share so that it will encourage me to do more. See you in my next video.